Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say you murdered 3. Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where a dead man called out for his love to flee? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree.
Right now, because yes, there's panic happening at the moment, and yes, there's fear, and yes, there's isolation, and yes, there's sickness, and yes, there's even death. But in the midst of silence, there's growth. And maybe instead of focusing on these awful, scary things that are happening in our world at the moment, perhaps instead we can choose to focus on the good. Perhaps we can use this time of isolation and see it instead as a time of growth, not just for us, but for the world that we live in as well. So here are some of the good things that are happening right now in the world. In Wuhan, for the first time in decades, you can hear the birds singing again. Already, our CO2 levels are the lowest that they have been in decades. The smog and the fumes that have polluted the air of the big cities has already started to drop, and we can already start to see blue skies again. Some cities haven't seen a blue sky in years. It's always been grey because of the fumes, and for the first time, blue skies are happening again. Factories have currently stopped, and fossil fuels are not being burned at the rate that they once were, and that's something that we were told would take years upon years, if ever, to stop. In Venice, there's dolphins swimming in the canals, which hasn't happened for more than 60 years. Dolphins in Venice! Mother Earth is hitting the reset button. And the same way that she is, perhaps we can start to do the same thing as well within ourselves. Thousands of people globally are posting their phone numbers across posters, across social media websites, across platforms, so that people that are elderly, that are lonely, that haven't got anyone, have someone that they can talk to. Singers, football players, performers, and artists are all coming together to create happiness online for people. Through online football matches, and online performances, and online art classes, and online yoga classes, and the guy who plays Olaf in Frozen is doing nightly bedtime stories, and you can bet your bottom dollar that I've joined every single one of them. Hell, in Italy, they're holding full-blown musical festivals from their own balcony. I saw a video where they were all screaming out Beyonce lyrics to each other. Families are coming together. People are practicing self-care in ways that we may have neglected in the busy scheme of things that we've been going through recently. All over the world, things are slowing down. All over the world, people are recovering, both physically and mentally. People are reflecting. People are waking up to a new reality. And the thing is, this isn't a forever. This isn't going to be our way of life forever. Hopefully, it will only be our way of life for the next couple of months. But, hopefully, the way that we're starting to see each other and the way that we're starting to see the world will change. Because soon this will be over and we'll go back to our normal lives. We'll go back to school and we'll go back to work and we'll go back to our concerts and our music festivals. But when the danger passes and when life returns to normal, maybe there'll be things that we remember from this. We'll come together again and we'll grieve our losses and we'll reflect on our life choices. Maybe we'll be able to look at the way that our world is currently, the way that nature is starting to thrive again, the way that people are starting to love each other and look after each other in ways that we haven't for a really long time. And maybe, hopefully, we can dream new images and create new ways to live life and to heal the earth fully. Yes, there is fear, but instead of letting it turn to hatred, let's turn it into compassion for each other. Yes, there is isolation, but instead of letting it turn into loneliness, let's turn it into new ways of finding how to spread love. So yes, let's be mindful of what's happening and let's understand that what's happening is a big thing and can be a scary thing, and let's use it as a reminder to be kind and to look after each other, to look after ourselves. Let's be mindful of the bad things that the world is going through, but let's not also forget the good things that the world is seeing because of it. Let's not stop living and let's not stop loving. If you guys are having down days, and I know that I've had a few down days over the past couple of weeks, which I probably wouldn't have had if it wasn't for all this stuff that's happening right now, I want you guys to do a couple of things for me. I want you guys to take out a book and I want you guys to think of all the things that you're excited about, and to think of all the things that make you happy, and to think of all the things that make life worth being a part of. I want you to call a friend, or if calling isn't your thing, text a friend, email a friend. Hell, let's go back to old school and post a letter to our friend. Get a family member and play a board game. Learn a new hobby. Find drawing tutorials online, or look at one of the drawing tutorials that all of these amazing artists are now putting up for free. Think of all of the good that you have, and think of all of the good that is coming in the world.